Are you taking over for Mitch, Danny?
I am. I'm filling in for Mitch today.
Nice, thank you.
He's on an airplane flying back to us too.
Yay!
And this one. All right. Here, Mateo, Oki, Mia's returned to join us. Who wants to get us started with some check-ins, how you're feeling, what you're focused on? Do we need to go live in all of those little celebratory yes, we're recording moments?
We are live.
All right, we're already there. Great. Well, let me start by welcoming you all to this governance call. It is a pleasure to be here facilitating with you guys after so long. I'm excited to take a look at the agenda. Well, I've already looked at the agenda. I'm excited to dive into it with you guys. So I'll go ahead and start. I am feeling fresh and invigorated up here on this fresh, beautiful river this morning, and excited to see you guys go through this agenda and hopefully get Aragon working so we can take a look at what's up there. Seeing a little bit of trouble with that here this morning. So my intentions for the call are to facilitate great discussions on what's up for governance here this week, and I'll pass it to Lauren.
You're sharing your Discord, and it's like minimized. So maybe you want to change your share screen.
Thank you.
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be here. I am focused on this week making sure that the Give Die Unity 2 pool is going to work swiftly. Plus, there's all kinds of action in the forum. Plus, trying to manage things for comms, and there's a Twitter specialist, and we're going to have a meeting. Anyway, I have a lot of things that I'm focusing on this week. Too many things. And my intentions for the call are really just to hang out and go through everything that we're going to go through. And I'll pass it to Griff.
GM! Yeah, I'm sitting next to Lauren for this call, so she'll be unmuting for me. So if you pass it to me, it might be a little slow because she's also recording the call. So that's worthy of note. My intentions for the call go through, I hope we have time to talk regen pool. And the Angel Vault proposal. Also, I think there's some multi-sig transactions that might need to be done, and this is always a good call to try to get those done. And distractions, just like we just moved in, and there's still some stuff happening in this house, so we're cleaning and things, so maybe a little distracted. I'll pass it to Giant Ken.
Knew you would do that. I'm feeling pretty decent. What's it called? The intent? Pushing 2FA and the Ruri Pool discussion, and was it distractions? I'm taking my dad to the doctor today, so I'll be heading out in about an hour. So that's it. I'm pass it to. I have a whole bunch of options. Mario?
Mateo?
Pick one that wasn't there.
Sure. Hey guys.
Yep.
GM, happy week. Yeah, distracted, ready to learn a lot in this call. Really excited, particularly this week for the Give Die release. And yeah, not much to add. Just want to be present. I'll pass it to Marco.
If you are wanting to tune yourself in, for what we're doing, yes.
Are you around, Marco?
For yourself. Really, there to just absorb and observe.
Or Santi?
Yeah. If you're seeking.
Thank you, Mateo. Hello, everyone. This is my first governance meeting here on Giveth. More than happy to see some known faces around. Ready to join you guys and start getting more involved with the project as I move forward. So that's all for me. I'll pass it to Mia.
know that we have not been.
You're still muted, Mia. Woo! Everybody's staying muted today. Maybe Mo? Who can hit that unmute button?
Yeah, I can unmute myself. Okay, so I'm feeling good. My plan for this week, I'm going to work on the key power, also the verification form, and some file and some Figma structure. And intention for the call, just stay in the loop and see what's going on here. I don't know who's left. Can you pass it on my behalf, please?
Yeah, sure can. Yep. How about Monique?
GM, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm feeling great. And my plan for this week is just to finalize some specs for the epics and have the design stuff ready to go. And also have a front-end version. And I'm alone with my son, and this is my distraction. So I might not very involved. And my intention is just to sync with all of you. And the things that are ready for sign and etc. I pass it on to Carlos.
Carlos.
Hello, GM. Starting the week great. Here to sync up mainly, and also I'm not sure if we're talking also about the coin that Danny wanted to add. But yeah, aside from that, just staying in the loop. I'll pass it to who's missing, Marco? Or Marco went?
No, Marco didn't get off of mute yet.
Okay,
how about
then.
now? If not Marco, how about
Okay.
Mia?
Did you say Marco?
We said
Marco.
you, Marco. Okay.
Oh, all right. Thanks. I didn't hear that. I mean, it was cutting off a little bit. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. All intentions for this call. Definitely hear about this region pool. Because I need more clarity on and so on and so forth in order to vote on that. And distractions, just taking some notes and summary notes from the last call. So I'm a little bit distracted about that. And I'll pass it over to Mia now if she can.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here and I'm feeling great. It feels good to be back here. Just want to sit in and listen. Link up with you guys. Thanks. Pass it to Danny.
Let's see. How about Oki?
GM, everyone. I'm feeling really great. I've stepped away from the other DAO and the responsibilities I had there, so I feel like I have an open week. And this week, my focus is to look over the GitHub repository that Lauren showed us last week with the extension. Just get familiar with that. And I'll pass it back to you, Danny.
Great. Who else do I see in here? Oh, Chad Pai's here.
Hey, GM, everyone. If you could scroll up for me, I can't remember what I'm supposed to be talking about.
Oh, sure. What are you here for? What are you focusing on this week, and any intentions for our call today?
Gotcha. Feeling optimistic. Focus for this week is the new Give Economy research call. Intentions for this call, listen in, see what's going on.
Cool. And I think I saw Freshelle joined us as well.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm feeling great and well rested, but I feel kind of sick, and that's my distraction, but I'm great overall. I'm doing good. And my focus for this week is payments, and also follow up on some body review calls. And intention for the call is to just sync up with governance stuff. I think I'm the last one.
Giantkin.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. Giantkin went. Sorry, pushing to 2FA. I think that's it. We're all checked in. Amazing. All right. So Mitch was kind enough to put together this agenda for us yesterday and he's on the plane today. So there's some quick links in here, but I see somebody adding information about multi-sig transactions right there at the top. So is that you, Griff, typing on there?
It is. Sorry, it's going to... so there is a very important multi-sig transaction to activate the Give Die farming on UV2. Honestly, I'm reviewing it and I'm like, ooh, is this going to work? But we should try it because I can't fully understand the UI of Gnosis. And I believe Amin and Pavle have mastered the art. And also, there's nothing wrong if it goes through because it is not a transaction that sends money. It is just giving the first transaction is to give a role to to a new Unipool contract that then will give rewards to the people who stake Give Die, and so we add it as a distributor to our token distributor, and then the second transaction actually will allow it to start farming. So yeah, just it won't start right away. There'll be a delay and all this stuff, but but we need signatures for those transactions, and they're located. I put a link in there to make it easy. And also, I think it's worth mentioning just above this, if you haven't seen, there's so many multi-sig transactions, or there's so many multi-sigs that we have, and there's a spreadsheet that manages all of them. So you can go to that spreadsheet anytime you want to see what's going on in our multi-sigs, and it's like has all the links to all the places. So it's always useful.
Awesome. Could you guys see that as I went through? Where I was sharing the screen?
I think you're just sharing your...
So.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. 3 out of 7 confirmations already. We need 4 more to go. Great. All right. There is nothing new in the proposals on Snapshot. Everything that has gone up on Snapshot so far has passed, which is a sign of great governance ahead of time, I think. There is one proposal live in the Give Garden right now. We have an active proposal to fund a grant for our friends at the Commons staff. So you can jump over there and take a look at that, throw some support behind it. I put some comments in on the forum and asked some questions about how it would be used. Got some great answers from Tam, so I feel comfortable and have voted for that one. Looks like everything else up in the garden is closed right now. Let's see, is the NR Give DAO working now? Let's see. The links aren't here because this is what's been happening here this morning. Let's see. No. Okay, looks like we'll probably need to report an error distribution and then some address changes. Looks like we have to do it a second time because the first one failed. All right, anybody have any questions around what's up in the, let's see, NR Give DAO? We've got some good stuff in the proposal for forum for the advice process, so let's dive into that. The first one is, let's see, I think, May 5th, that's a hot date. Anybody who has been contributing to Giveth for the last 3 months, including working in December, you have a 13 reputation tokens you can claim up until May 5th. So make sure you're getting those up and also poking people to vote for you if necessary. Q1 vesting and beyond. This is something Griff and Mitch have been tossing around suggestions. Griff, do you want to fill us in any? You want me to click on this and take a look at it?
Wait. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, the big thing here is we have a token allocation for contributors beyond salary that is actually just for vesting and giving people give tokens. So we really want to make sure that we are distributing that. So but when we actually had that original allocation, there was a lot of discontent with the way it was allocated, and that we felt like, in general, it felt like it should be more of an evolving process than it was at the beginning. So there was some delays in initializing it, but at this point, now that we're already doing the second quarter, we really need to get around to vesting. So there's two proposals up here. One is just to reward the people who were working for us in Q4 2021, and then there's the what do we do with how do we reward long-term contributors with vested tokens in the future. So the main ideas here are creating some kind of standard process of if you are part-time and you work for us for this long, then you get this many tokens, and also adding in maybe a subjective process using more of a coordinate style voting system where everyone can submit who should get more tokens or less tokens, and eventually, hopefully, we can replace that with the reward system when it comes out. But anyway, these are thoughts. There's a lot of tokens on the line here, so it's really worth checking this out if you care. And I think you should also care because most of you, a lot of you already have worked for us for over 3 months since December. So this will directly affect how much give tokens you get from this bucket. And the people who are new, well, you will be impacted by these decisions in the future. So it's worth throwing your hat into the ring. If you have any strong ideas, help us make this better so that we can move on and get tokens to people.
Amazing. Okay. So the next one is the CR coin that I put on here, and it took me a minute to list this because I wanted to understand the request I was receiving really clearly. And I see the answer is no. I'm not surprised because there isn't liquidity. This is a token that's actually being used for a local economy in Costa Rica. So there was a lot of tokens that were given out. People are holding them. They want to donate them to projects. So can you just give me a little update, Griff, on the perspective there?
The big problem is we can't get an accurate price. If there's this other token called DCC that it's traded against. Let's just say that token is worth $1. If I make a buy, the price I can buy it for $1.77, and I could sell it for $1. And so we just can't that's too big of a spread on this exchange. So if someone donates 100 CR tokens, CR coins, how much money is that? We really can't say, and we don't have a good way to get a price for it anyway, even if they did have liquidity on this exchange. That seems like all it does is trade CR coin, which is cool. It's a really cool project, but we need a very accurate price and Oracle for the token, and we need to make sure it can't be gamed by someone buying a lot of the token and then jacking the price up really high, which would screw up our price Oracle, and then make us think that then they go and donate some, and they get a bunch of givebacks, and then they go dump the rest of the tokens and bring the price back down to where it was, and the people who get the tokens, it's not worth as much as they thought it was. There's all these games that can be played, so we just can't. We can only accept higher liquidity tokens for givebacks.
that totally makes sense. Then the other question is so not give backs, but the token can still be donated, right?
Of course.
Won't get give back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as long as it's a ERC20 token, they can, and it's going to a project that doesn't have, that's not like, that's a normal project on Giveth, not like a giving block project, then they can just paste the token address into the application and donate it as they wish.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm not surprised. It is what I was expecting, but I definitely said I would do my best to figure out how we can use it. All right, so let's go to the Giveth Ichi Angel Vault.
Wow, feels like my show today. Okay, so the Ichi Vault. There's a new forum post. It's the second one here on this list in the Notion doc. So yeah, that one. The idea here is, and I think there's a nice picture if you scroll down that really it sums up what we're going to do. So basically, we're going to make it. No, not that one. That's a me. Sorry. Oh no, it's not in this post. Oh no,
I don't see it.
Oh, okay. I didn't put it in the post. Wow, I suck. Okay, I'll add it into the post later. But basically, we are going to create our own regen pool, and the idea here would be that it would be a place where you can borrow or lend tokens, kind of like Aave, but it's something we control. And so we can make the settings and all of these things. And we're going to specifically use this for one use case to start, which is to get our community to deposit Fae and Dai, probably, just for better UX. And then people so they'll deposit their tokens, and then we'll put up Give as collateral to borrow the money that they deposit. And then we can use that Fae to launch our Angel Vault pool and our one Give. And so this proposal ends up starting 3 really interesting pieces of the Give economy. It starts this regen pool, which we can create our own lending market, basically, that could expand to being really huge one day. We also get one Give out of the deal. One Give would be a branded dollar. It's like our own stable token that we could use to pay salaries and do all sorts of things eventually. But for now, it would just be used to start the Angel Vault. And the Angel Vault is a structured UniV3 pool. It would be a really great liquidity farming opportunity, and that does farming better than what we did for UniV3 before, because it basically just gets people to put in a giant buy wall. It will not move the price up necessarily, but what it does provide is exit liquidity for anyone who wants to sell Give tokens, and they have the confidence that they can sell into this giant buy wall. And that's really good for the market, and that ends up providing a lot of value to our economy by creating a really, really deep liquidity. So there's a few questions here at the bottom that really need to be answered in my opinion, before we go into the nitty-gritty details of defining exactly what parameters we use. And so we need to understand if we can do GiveStream liquidity mining. We need to use if we can use the GiveStream to do liquidity mining for Fae depositors. We need, and there's a bunch of other ones, how are we going to pay it back? We should come up with a good payback strategy before actually launching this thing, and various other things like that. So definitely come in and feel free to make comments on this post. There's a lot going on there. It's a lot to digest for sure. And if anyone has any questions, this is probably a great time for it.
Is there a time frame? I know there's been an amazing development going into this so far. Do we have any objectives for when we would want to have something like this up?
I don't have a hard timeline, but man, I would like to at least get the answers to the blocking questions by the end of this week or next. So like in the next 2 weeks, have like at least our like general consensus on the kind of overall how we want to do it. And I think this also kind of, I think this is such a big play that it might even demand its own workshop on some of this stuff. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that together, squared away this week, to make a couple workshops on answering some of these questions, and then we can start parameterizing and push it. So I don't have like a hardcore deadline because there's nothing pushing it, but I don't see why we couldn't get it done in 2 weeks.
Great. All right. Looks like there's plenty to read through and understand on that one. So let's go down. Let's see. Freshell, you want to fill us in on what's going on with the Buddy Review Guide? And it looks like there's a contributor feedback form as well.
Yeah, I'd just like to send reminders for those who will have buddy reviews for the first quarter of this year to please fill out the staff review form and the Giveth evaluation form. So the links are in the notes. So please fill them out and schedule a buddy review call with your buddies. And also, if you want to give a feedback to your fellow Giveth contributor, just any kind of feedback, there's also a form for that so that your responses will be shared with the buddy, and that will be discussed with them during the review call. So your feedback would also be discussed during the review call. So there's an option if you'd want it to be anonymous or not. So yeah, it's open for all, and you can give feedback to as many Giveth contributors as you'd like. So please fill that out. And yeah, so that's just it. For the buddies, please encourage your fellow unicorns to let them fill out the contributor feedback so that your buddy will receive other feedbacks from other people. So yeah, that's just a reminder. And yeah, that's it from me, Danny.
Thanks, Michelle. It's so amazing to get to tell everybody how awesome they are. And also, we all want to be our very best. So looking for ways we can give each other the kind and constructive feedback to help be better is always encouraged. And all right. Let's see, what else do we have here? Give matching looks like the last thing on the agenda here today. Is this one you talk about, Lauren?
Give matching.
Sorry. No. Well, I mean, yes and no. I haven't been keeping up with it lately. Like give matching. The conversation is about like how to distribute the matching funds that we're collecting in donation.eth. But I haven't taken a look at it lately. Last I checked, Mitch and I were kind of like back and forth adding some things. But the fact that we are getting in donations from region farms, like we're getting a portion for all of the region farms adding to this pool, and we kind of set this like around 200K. We'll kind of like really decide how we're going to distribute those funds. I think that like the amount of funds in donation.eth is going to go up quicker than it should be the future part. This one's already done. But anyway, I think that we're going to reach that 250K amount pretty soon. So this is something that's kind of like worth our attention. So if anybody has any ideas on how to distribute the matching funds and like what factors should go into affecting it, definitely add your feedback in this forum post.
Oh yeah, lots of good comments in here. Quadratic matching. Great. All right, look at us. We're at 9:30 and I just went through the entire agenda. I'm going to pop back over to you guys. Does this mean we're going to give some time back into our schedule? Is there any other hot governance conversations or things happening in the DAO that we could use a little bit of time while we're all gathered here together?
didn't touch in on at all on the point art proposal. I was just chatting about it with Santi. So point art, we're talking about like integrating with point art to get NFTs integrated with Giveth. So like any artist could upload an NFT for a project, and then a donor could buy the art, and then the funds go to the project, and then the givebacks go to both the project and to the person both the givebacks go to the artist and the collector, the art collector. So anyway, there's a forum post about that right now, and Santi and I are discussing kind of moving forward with it and talking to the point art team to get a quote from them. This will be kind of like an external development project where we'll get in like their team of devs to be adding this kind of like what they built for point art, kind of like white label style, so that it applies to any project on Giveth. And so, yeah, we're gonna, this forum post has been up for about 4 days. I think Santi's gonna talk to the point art team to get like a quote. But hopefully we're gonna be potentially funding this from the garden and then getting their dev team to sort of build it. We'll need a little bit of like front end support and maybe a bit of design support. So anyone who's like interested or concerned with any of that, please weigh in on the forum. I can put the link in, I'll put it in the Notion right now. It's called, what is it called? It is called Using NFTs to Facilitate More Donations to Giveth Projects, Point Art Giveth Integration. And I will put it in the notes for governance right now.
Great.
Did I just go up to?
All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because there isn't anything else on there to share. And thank you all for being here and give you some time back into your morning, it looks like.
Danny.
Thanks.